welcome to this episode of WPIC. I'm Shelby.
And I'm Chris. Many people enjoy winter basketball games, and a big part of team spirit comes from the pep band. We sent Tyler Howard to interview Central's band director, Mr. Sewell.
Many people who have been to any fall basketball game at PHSC has seen and heard a small assembly of band members. These members are known as the pep band. I had spoken with Mr. Sewell, our band director, to learn a little bit more.
Pep band is a band that comes together after the football season, and normally we perform at winter events. Also, it's just an extra thing that where we can go out and perform for like seniors, like their final home games. We've played, pep bands play like volleyball senior night, and in fact, a couple years ago we even did a baseball game in the spring. Went out and sat in the bleachers and on senior night for the baseball team, which I thought was really the players seemed to really enjoy that. So just an idea to go out and sort of a community outreach thing.
What does the pep band exactly do at these events?
Well, it's changed an awful lot. It used to be that we would play all the time, and now with the advent of a lot of times the players like to have their own special soundtrack. And so what we do is we have to wait and make sure that we don't get in the way of the soundtrack. We have to wait and make sure we don't get in the way of the cheerleaders. And we have to fit our own little place. So that started at the colleges about 10 years ago, and now it's down here to the high school.
What events normally does pep band attend during the winter?
We normally try to attend every home boys game and 3 or 4 of the girls basketball games. Again, like I said, we've done a variety of things. We've done cross country. We played downtown one time for one of the long races downtown. People had some music to listen to as they ran by. So it's just wherever they need a band. And it's a lot more. It's a lot better to do that way than try to get the whole band there, and you have a little bit more control over the instrumentation.
Who all is in the pep band?
Well, what we do here at Pickerington is we have in the second semester a service credit for every person for the 2 quarters here in the second semester. And what we try to do is we try to encourage everyone to be a part of it. And we give a number of points per game. The more you attend, the more points you have. The later you wait, you can get a possibility of getting all your points at the very end if you'd like, because we want to try to encourage as the season goes on. Sometimes it gets a little tough to get enough people there, so it sounds good. The problem is a lot of schools they have a hard time filling out the instrumentation, where the band might have a trumpet, a flute, and 4 trombones and 18 drums, and it just doesn't sound very good.
What responsibilities does the pep band members have?
Well, what we ask them to do is make sure they sign in and they attend the games that they say they're going to, and keep a good record of it. I sort of trust everyone. I mean, I have attendance sheets for everyone, but I don't go around cross-checking. If people say they're there, I believe them, because it's such the crowd is such an ebb and flow thing, so you just don't know exactly sometimes who's all there, and you might not see them and address it. So,
what would you say the experience is like for all the pep band members?
Well, I think at high school it's a little bit different than it was in college. When I was in college, I did some of my most fun times was doing pep band. When I was at Florida State, I was director of the basketball pep band, and so I got to take the pep band to the conference tournament as well as the NCAA tournament, and we got to travel all over the country as Florida State was in the tournament, and it was a really, really good thing. A good pep band can liven up a crowd really well.
So what is it like to be around the members of the pep band?
Well, it's a little different than regular band members, because number one, it's normally on lots of Friday nights after the football season. And kids are they're not as amped up as they might have been if they were had a football contest the next day or a band contest the next day. So it's a little bit more laid back. So we try to encourage the kids to have, to participate in the cheers and be a part of it. Some people, will do that. Other people won't. One of our luxuries we have here is we've got great basketball programs. Our girls are still alive in the tournament. The boys won the state a couple years ago, so it's a real good situation there.
What is it like to be the pep band actual director as well as the band director here?
Well, I think at times, remember this is my 34th year, and at times it becomes there's things that need to be done, and the last thing I really need to do is spend another evening out doing a basketball game. But again, it's an outreach to the community, and so we try to make sure we're there when the coaches ask us to be there. The coaches give me a list of games they'd like us to attend. So that's what determines what games we do.
Would you say you had a favorite part of being around here?
For Pep Band?
Yeah.
I think when we're when you're at a game where there's lots of people and the game is really close and everyone's into it, and to see the students dance and cheer along and do the things like Iron Man, Crazy Train, that sort of thing. That's fun to be around.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your time, Mr. Sewell.
Thank you.
As you can see, there's a lot that goes into having such a fantastic pep band as we do here at PHSC. We hope you all come to see them when fall basketball returns. This is Tyler from WPIC, back to the main desk.
One of our reporters, Reed Green, went out to Petland to interview the general manager about something very important to him, pet adoption. Here's Reed with his story.
Hi, I'm Reed Green, and I'm here with WPIC at the Petland Pickerington shelter. And I am standing here with
Zach.
And
Don.
Now, tell me, how long have both of you worked here?
About a year and a half.
I've been here a little bit over a year, but I've been working for Petlands for about 20 years.
Cool. Now, what is the most popular animal to get adopted here?
There's actually several different, reptiles, a lot of puppies, kittens. We're completely out of kittens right now, so that probably explains it. And then our little puppies, of course.
Aw, that's adorable.
Definitely puppies, number one. We have lots of customers that come in and definitely get them out. It's always good to get them out for exercise. But yeah, puppies is one of our biggest sellers.
Okay. Interesting. Now, who is this little?
This is a little miniature schnauzer, salt and pepper, little girl. They live about 15 to 18 years. They're hypoallergenic, so anybody looking for a puppy that has asthma or allergies, it's the perfect little thing to get. They only get about 18 pounds-ish. They're really easy to train. They're really smart, very intelligent, people-oriented, love children. They're a good puppy overall to have. Yeah.
Interesting. Now, what is it, Zach, that you have right here on you?
This is a bearded dragon. They get about 1.5 to 2 feet long. They're probably the most docile lizard, and they're awesome for kids. So that's why we carry a lot of these guys.
So you would suggest to any kid who loves reptiles to get a bearded dragon?
Not just kids, anybody. They're awesome.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy your dragons and you enjoy this cute little schnauzer.
They have a shorter lifespan compared to some other dogs, roughly around 10 to 13 years, which mostly because of their high energy, they're constantly moving around. But overall, they're also pretty good guard dogs, I'd have to say. Mine does not like to shut up, but it's not that big a deal. He's always on alert for anything that is going on outside, and I'm pretty sure that if someone tried to do anything to us, he'd be right there to help us out. and they're also great family dogs. We've had several small children come into the house, and as hyper as he may get, he's completely calm when he's around them and does absolutely nothing to them. So, good family dogs. Now, when you get older, however, as I am, he starts to get a little more rough with you, and you can actually throw him around a bit. So, all in all, boxers are a really good, tough dog, but also a really good family dog at that, and definitely a very happy animal to have around you.
Thank you, Michael. I'm Reem Green, and I am here holding a little adorable soft bunny, and I'm standing here with one of the managers, Dawn. Thank you, Dawn, for allowing my partners and I to use your store to bring awareness for pet adoption.
Got it.
This is Reed Green from WPIC signing out.
Central has always had some of the best athletic programs in the OCC, but the best of these athletes are honored in Pickerington Athletic Hall of Fame. They recently had their annual induction ceremony, and we sent Vinnie Allen, Brennan Dujak, and myself to cover the events.
Pickerington Central has always had a very strong athletic program. 5 years after a player's graduation or a coach's retirement, they are eligible to be inducted into the Pickerington Central Athletic Hall of Fame. This year's class was very strong and included Nick Burgess for wrestling, Joe Crumley, cross country, wrestling, and track, Carrie Enix, volleyball and softball, Josh Horn, wrestling, Adam Kellermeyer, track and football, Kate Leary Ross, softball, John Long, cross country coach, Ryan Manilak, football, basketball, track, and baseball, Ryan Red, football, basketball, and track. The inductees were first introduced in front of our home basketball crowd, then formally inducted in a banquet in their honor.
My mother-in-law, great lady, teacher at Watkins, second grade teacher for my whole life, told my wife to tell me when I gave my speech, she says, I used to tell the minister this every Sunday. Start with something good, end with something good, and keep them close together. So, I have a great mother-in-law. Can my family stand up? My wife Pam with the camera, and she teaches at Sycamore Creek Elementary. My daughter Christy, who's going to be a teacher, and my son Blaine, who is finishing up, and he's for me to say a school in Boston. Okay. So, and my daughter goes to Otterbein. So, we're pretty proud of them, and they're doing a good job.
You know, there's a saying that says, nice guys finish last, or first. What should it be? Well, here's all sorts of sayings. And I'm trying to think of Joe. I'm trying to think, what saying could I come up to go with Joe? And I found a couple quotes. Nice guys finish first. If you don't know that, then you don't know where the finish line is. Joe knew where the finish line was. He was a valued member of our team, and you know, I set out in front of the crowd his accomplishments of earning those letters. I mean, that was, I never thought of this before, but he was an inspiration to many other athletes. I heard one young man, former cross-country runner, say, Joe Crumley inspired me because I wanted to do what he did. And I keep thinking, I'll close with saying, in Joe's memory, that it's like a seashell. Seashells remind us that every passing life leaves something beautiful behind. And I think the memory of Joe Crumley will be like that seashell that left something beautiful behind as we remember Joe Crumley and honor him tonight in the Pickerington Athletic Hall of Fame.
We'd just like to say we're very proud of Joe. You know, we miss him. A couple quick stories. I don't know. Many of you guys know me. I was kind of inducted into Pickerington because of Joe. You know, we didn't get along with Pickerington. You know, we always battle. Big rivalry. And we'd always run side by side. Yeah, I was with Reynoldsburg, but we ran and competed. And, you know, the story I've always loved my mom to tell. We're running one day, and we finish. We're hugging at the finish line, and a woman says, "Why are those two guys hugging?" And, you know, so it's always awesome to see the competition. You know, I married Danielle, who was with Joe, went to school with her. You know, all the friends and family were proud of her, and so, we care a lot about it. So thanks for being here, and thanks for inducting me.
I did write something down. I tell stories too, but my stories aren't as good as Coach Roach's, so I had to write something down here. I'm truly grateful for this special honor, and I want to congratulate all the other inductees and their families, and I'm honored to be going into the Hall of Fame with such a talented group of coaches and athletes who help put and keep Pickerington on the map athletically. Truth be told, I wouldn't be here today without the guidance, support, and dedication from so many people, including my mom, who didn't teach me much athletically, but she taught me about being passionate about putting your everything into what's most important to you. My dad, simply put, I love the game and I love sports because of this man, and he has been and always will be my hero and my Superman. My sister, who helped me develop my competitive spark and showed me the importance of being a good teammate and leader, and I looked up to her so much growing up as a player and a person. My high school coaches, Kitty McGreevy and Missy Henrich, who both, it's just an honor to be inducted by a Hall of Fame coach and a person who taught me the importance of hard work and showed me how to coach and care about your players.
I'll try to keep this short. I want to thank Peg, Roach, and everybody in the Pickerington Athletic Department for thinking I'm worthy of being inducted in all these great athletes and inductees tonight, so thank you. I want to say it was not actually my deal, Coach Roach. It was actually Coach Burgess's decision not to wrestle me in that sexual match. So the genius lies in him over there with his hands raised. I want to say wrestling is not a fun sport, really, until you're getting your hand raised. It's not fun wrestling for 3 hours and sweating all everyone, and it's not fun for friends and family being in a smelly gym for 12 hours. So thank you so much, my friends and family, for your continued support today. I really appreciate it. I don't know who I would be without you guys for my support and sometimes prodding. It instilled a lot of values into me. And then two special thank yous I want to say is Coach Burgess, obviously. Like I said, he really is a genius. He's a wrestling genius coach. And a lot of people don't know that, but he started the youth program. So when I first started, I started Pickerington's youth program, and who knows if he didn't develop that program where I would be, and that program's still going strong, and that's all thanks to Coach Burgess. So all those athletes who were doing good in high school started with him in the youth program. And also I'd like to give a special thanks to my grandpa, Jesse. He is the one that shoved me in the wrestling room and wouldn't let me out. So thank you very much, and again, thank you very much.
I'll keep this real short. Thank you to everybody who helped me throughout the way. I don't want to forget anybody and say any names, so thanks.
Well, I am very honored and thankful to be inducted into Pickerington Central's Hall of Fame, and I'd like to thank Peg Miller for organizing such a wonderful event for us. I had a fantastic experience in Pickerington, and my time here really prepared me well for success as I moved on into college and now into my career as a teacher. It's crazy for me to think that I owe so much in my life to a 12-inch ball. Softball opened up unbelievable opportunities, from visiting all kinds of cities I never would have seen through tournaments, to making lifelong teammates that turned into lifelong friends. One of them even became my sister-in-law when I married her brother. I wouldn't trade my time at Kent State for anything, and it was softball that led me there, and then on to the Netherlands to play the summer after I graduated.
I need to first thank Peg for all of her time and effort to make this happen. I also want to thank my family, my wife Cindy, who's seated over here, my son Jim and his wife Stephanie, and my granddaughter Allie, who's sitting out there very patiently being good. My stepson Drew, and of course Durf, Jim Langendurf, were all our great times together. We talked on the phone just earlier today, and oh my gosh, the story started to fly. It was so good.
Thanks, Coach Sherritt. Coach Sherritt's been a great mentor to me. It's been an honor that you could present me for this. There's a lot of people I need to thank. Obviously, I wouldn't be here by myself. I had a lot of coaches in this room, a lot of family in this room that have shaped who I am today, and I'm humbled and honored to be here. You know, the rest of the athletes and coaches here are so distinguished. I'm so privileged to be among you guys. And, you know, I don't have much else to say. I just want to thank everybody here. Thank you guys.
I'll keep this simple. I know you guys have been sitting here for a while. But I just, first of all, I want to thank Lord Jesus Christ for allowing me to be here today. Without him, I would not have this opportunity. And I just want to thank my parents. They are the ones who have pushed me and always had my back and always had positive things. And I don't think anything that I've been able to accomplish from sports to becoming the man I am today without their guidance. So I can't thank you enough, and I love you both. To Coach Sherritt and Coach Roach, wow. From 8th grade all the way up till this very day, just dynamic individuals. And if you do not know them well, then I suggest that you do, because they are the two of the best men that I ever know. And without their guidance and Coach Roach pushing me and, oh, you can do better. No, Coach, I can't. No, you can do better. That mentality has just been instilled in me, and is still instilled in me today. And you know, Coach Sherritt, I remember Junkyard Dogs just like it was yesterday.
Following the dinner, we were able to catch up with some of the inductees. We asked the inductees a couple questions about their high school careers. What career choice did you make after high school, and how did playing or coaching sports help you with your career?
Immediately after high school, I went to college and wrestled and continued my college career and graduated. And values that wrestling taught me were, you know, just hard work, and sometimes things aren't always going to be going good, but you just got to turn it around. So.
You know, my biggest, obviously, I'm a teacher now here at Central, and the passion and everything that I learned here at, you know, at Central is basically what drove me to continue to want to be a softball coach, be an English teacher, and be in these, you know, these great hallways and be at this great school.
After high school, I went on to play college football, and I took my chances in the NFL. Didn't last too long, but enough to build some great relationships, learn a lot of things, and see that football was a bigger part of my life, and that's what I wanted to do the rest of my life, be around people and be around the game of football. So I'm into football coaching now.
Right after high school, kind of did some odds and ends, but you know, with what I learned from Pickerington Central, football was instilled in me, so I went back to school and actually got my master's in school counseling, and now I'm a school counselor and coach football in North Carolina.
Well, actually, I was the choir director here at Pickerington Central and Pickerington before we had the two schools for 38 years, and actually got into coaching because I needed guys for my choir program. And so I started coaching at the junior high track level, and then the head coach of the track program, John Stingle, who we have the Stingle Invitational here in Pickerington that's named after him, he said, you know, why don't you come and coach the varsity, and we're going to have you coach the distance guys. And then so I started with that, and then he says, I think you need to take the cross-country position, in which I did that. So I had all totaled 30 years of coaching, either with track or track and cross-country. So.
Who made the biggest impact on you during your playing or coaching career?
I would say Mike Milkovich. He was the head coach at Maple Heights, and he put out a book.
Well, I would have to say my grandpa. He's the kind of one that threw me in the wrestling room at the very beginning, and he wouldn't let me out. So I'd have to give most of my accolades to him.
Coach Jay Sherritt made the biggest impact on me as a player and as a coach. He's been a great mentor at every level. When I got into coaching, I told him, you know, he was a big part of that. He actually, you know, when I was a young safety here at Pickerington, taught me how to hit. And I was going against our starting tailback at the time, A.J. Trapasso, and I went to hit him. And you know, I kind of slowed down. I wasn't quite sure of myself, and he got in my face, you know, to go harder next time. And I did it again, and I still beckoned down a little bit, didn't give it my all. And the last time he came at me, you know, everything you got, bring it. And I did, and I ran through him that time. And, you know, he proved a lot to me, toughened me up. And the same thing when I went into coaching ranks. He was making sure, pushing me out there to get my hand in front of people. And he continues to encourage me and make me stronger as a coach today.
I can't give that honor to just one person. There were a few individuals, Jay Sherritt, Jason Roach, and Jack Johnson, all played a vital role in my playing career and just gave me confidence and starting me my sophomore year, and from there just kind of blossomed from there.
I just had great kids. I guess just being around some great young ladies and gentlemen, they've touched my life. As far as influence, probably Coach Stingle was one of the main people. That and just having to be persistent about trying to be a better coach each and every time I stepped out to help these guys. So, but without a doubt, just my guys, my kids.
Now that lacrosse season has begun, I spoke with Captains Gabby Johnson and Nessa Petropavolsky about their goals for the season. Hi, I'm Shelby, and I'm here with Captains Gabby and Nessa of Pickerington Central's girls lacrosse team. What are your guys' team goals for this year?
We want to beat North, that's for sure.
And definitely win OCCs. I feel like we've definitely grown this year, and we want to become a more established program and make our school's name known and
put ourselves on the board, get everyone scared of us.
How do you plan on achieving these goals this year?
We've worked a lot on our off season, like conditioning. We've worked really hard. We have a personal trainer and everything, so.
Yeah, we're focusing, like we have a new mindset on things, and we're like really ready to play this season. We're all super excited, and I think our positive attitude on this will really help.
Great. So what have been your biggest hurdles through this year and throughout the program?
I think actually getting known has been one of our biggest hurdles. I mean, we're like at the bottom of the totem pole right now, so it kind of sucks, and we're trying to get like known. And
last year we only had one senior, so we're a young program. We have young girls, and now we're finally like building our program and becoming bigger, and we have a lot of girls coming out this year, and we just that was just a big thing to overcome, and we're not as big in our school, and like Gabby said, we're at the bottom of the totem pole, so it's just trying to make ourselves more known is one of our biggest hurdles.
What are you doing differently this year that's been helping your program?
I mean, like I've said like Gabby said, we've had been doing lots of off-season work, and we've been doing a lot with like lots of conditioning with our personal trainer Aaron, and he's really great, and he's helped us set goals and stuff like that. And
we've also scheduled a lot harder games this year just to challenge ourselves, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Great. So how do you think your season is going to turn out?
I think we're going to do awesome. I'm so excited. I think we've really grown as a team, and we have definitely improved by a lot, and I think we're going to do great, and we're going to beat North and win those CCs and reach all of our goals that we've been wanting to reach for so long. So
I think we have such high expectations that we are like really pumped about how things are going to turn out, just because we know it's going to be good.
Well, that's great. I hope you guys have a great season, so good luck to you both and the rest of your team.
Thanks for watching this episode of WPIC. I'm Chris Reyes.
And I'm Shelby Wyckoff. Until next time.